Thank you so much for joining us for this webinar. I'm Mel Rose. I'm the head of ES American School. I also have here next to me the lovely Mr. Neyman, Andrey Neyman, who will introduce himself very shortly. In the background, you've already received an email from her, and she's busy doing all of our technical things, is the wonderful Angelina Itzo, who's also our academic administrator. And the school does not run without her, so we're very pleased to have her on board as well. But I'm going to start the presentation now by handing over to Andrey, who's going to explain a little bit about the Academy.
Thank you so much, Mel. Well, hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining our webinar this evening. As Ms. Rose mentioned already, my name is Andrey Neyman. I'm the Director of Admissions and Customer Service of Emilio Sánchez Academy here in Barcelona. I will give you a brief introduction of who we are. Emilio Sánchez Academy was founded in November 1999 by two former ATP players, ranked #1 in doubles, Emilio Sánchez Vicario and Sergio Casal. And they had an idea. They wanted to establish a place where young people could have the opportunity to combine tennis and education. And at that point, there were no places like that, at least not in Europe. And after having seen a similar model in the US, as you know, they were already doing that on university level for decades. They wanted to apply it to high school and then later to middle school and also later on to elementary school. And that is the reason why they decided to use the American school system for that. So one place for children where they could study, they could have their tennis program, they could have the physical training, they can compete, they have their meals, they can live on site in a multicultural and safe environment like a family. And all that in a town next to the beautiful city of Barcelona, 5 minutes away from the airport. Well, the rest is history. The Academy became a big international success and attracted players from all over the world. Due to its unique training system, it started to create and participate in the shaping process of players like Svetlana Kuznetsova, Andy Murray, Elena Bobina, Grigor Dimitrov, Johanna Konta, Gilles Müller, and many, many others. So we've been here for almost 25 years now, and while the Academy grew, the school also did. And during all those years, we got closer and closer, and so did our common mission, and so did also our shared core values that are respect, effort, and discipline. I will now pass the word again to our head of school, Ms. Mel Rose, who will introduce you into more details of the ES American School.
Thank you, Andrey. So that was a short introduction about the Academy. I'm going to do a very short introduction about the school. We've then just got a few slides to go into a little bit more detail. We'll probably be no more than half an hour, and at the end there will be chance for you to ask and answer questions as well. But over to the school. I'm really proud of the school. We are a truly international school. We have students from over 40 different nationalities, and so our students really do experience a rich variety of cultures, and it makes for a really extremely harmonious community. We're accredited by MSA, the Middle States Association. We're also accredited for IB. We're also accredited by the Generalitat. So we really make sure that our education is to the very highest standard. And our most recent accreditation was a couple of years ago, and I'm just going to read to you a little bit from that accreditation report because it really does sum up what visitors and parents and students feel when they come onto campus. And it reads, "Many schools talk about being a community of learners, but ESAS is an exemplar of such a community. The parents and students love the fact that students can concentrate on tennis or another sport and still experience an education that will enable them to be successful in life. From the moment we entered the school, we saw and heard that this is a special place. It is a small school, but it is one that is vibrant with activity. We are in awe of the level of student, staff, and community participation in the life of this school. We were very impressed with the way the school and the Academy come together to do what is best for each student." So we offer elementary education, middle and high school. Our elementary school is a fully accredited IB World School where we offer the IB-PYP program from grades 1 to 5. But then because so many of our students go on to an American university with a scholarship, we move to a more American system. So they graduate with a high school diploma. Our middle school program has an excellent enrichment. It's a bit of a link between the primary years program and then what they will get in high school. They learn such skills as playing the guitar and nutrition and cooking and photography and entrepreneurship and all sorts of things. Our students graduate in 12th grade with the high school diploma, and they go on to attend top universities that we'll look at shortly. Our priority is the development of each student as a whole. So as well as having high expectations academically, students also focus on the core values and are rewarded for these. And we'll talk about these a little bit later on. But we really, proud that our students do have international mindedness, a growth mindset. They show humility, they seek fairness, they're caring students, they've got self-autonomy, and that's really important to us. We also obviously have a school council and a big student voice. We have spirit houses, a bit like Harry Potter, where they earn points for showing these values and for doing exciting competitions and things. And we have a great day in May where they have the spirit house competition. We do lots of visits outside. Obviously, we make sure our students go to see Barcelona as well. But further afield, we also link our curriculum with external visits. Well, that's enough from me. I think a picture paints 1,000 words. And so we do have a little short video, just 2 or 3 minutes, I think it's probably 1 or 2 minutes, which hopefully gives you a bit more of a flavour of this school. So Angelina, if you could show the video, that would be great.
Welcome to ES International School. My school is dedicated to working with students and athletes, helping us realize our full potential and providing us with critical thinking skills, personalized attention, an international community, a healthy environment, participation, a secure campus, published young writers, a bring your own device program, inquiry and research, technology, a challenging curriculum, advanced placement classes, university placement, success.
Thank you very much, Angelina. Hopefully you can all hear me. We've now gone on to a very important slide for us. You've already seen a picture of the Masia, a beautiful Masia in the campus. But what this really shows is how our mission is aligned with the academy, with the tennis academy. So you can see there the school is creating opportunities in education, in sports and in life. And in the academy, creating opportunities in tennis, in education and in life. So you can see that very close unity between us. We As well as tennis, and we do have 27 tennis courts, we also do a lot of other sports. We have water polo players here. We have golfers, footballers, horse riders. So, you know, it's not just about the tennis. And we also have some students who don't do any sport at all and just enjoy doing our physical education program. But obviously tennis is really important to us. So I'm going to hand over now to Andrey, who's going to look a little bit about the tennis, talk a little bit about the tennis.
Of course, tennis is important. It is a school and a tennis academy. Angelina, maybe you can show us the overview. So you see, this is what our campus looks like. So we are surrounded by nature. We have 27 courts, different surfaces, 13 clay courts, 12 hard courts, 2 grass courts. As you can see, the blue courts are the surface of Australian Open, the green set surface. Further on, we have a club that can also be used by club members, and they can access paddle courts, 2 pool areas, 2 football fields, a basketball court, a gym that shows the latest technology. Angelina, maybe you can show us the gym as well. You can see that we're working with Technogym and have all the machinery of the latest technology, so the kids receive the training, the physical training that they really need. But before getting into details, I would like to explain shortly maybe the ES Academy training system. So it is based on 4 pillars: the technical, the tactical, the physical, and the mental part. On a daily basis, the players work for 3 hours on the tennis court and 1 hour in the gym. And seizing the experience of our over 20 years with our team of professional physical and tennis coaches, our psychologists, our physiotherapists, they're advancing step by step according to the ES Academy pyramid that eventually determines at which point of the ladder the player is at every moment according to his and her age and level. The annual program so includes 20 hours of training per week. It is very challenging, and the training is provided in groups of 4 to 6 players with 1 coach, and normally 2 players per court. So let's see what a typical day looks like of a tennis player in our school. You see here the schedule of the middle and high school. We are believing that our students, our student athletes, need to get the most out of every day. We are looking for the maximum efficiency. That is why every day, independently if we talk about elementary, middle, or high school, the day is divided in blocks of education and training. The full-time academy program is very compact and challenging, as I said, but the middle school students have the possibility to have a softer program in case if they just started to train for more hours, or they started playing in general a little bit later at a later age. There is also the option, as Ms. Rose said before, for American school students just to join the physical education program in order to cover the sports subject and receive the according credits. Tennis players, by the way, receive automatically the credits for sports just by being registered in the academy program, because with 20 hours a week, we believe that they are.
I think it's enough.
Yeah. All the programs, part of full-time, have in common one thing: the competition. Because of course, training is great, but you need to compete in order to see where you are as a player and which level. So it starts in a very early age. So the coaches prepare the players for the tournaments and accompany them either during the week or on the weekends. The tournaments take place within the facilities of the academy or in a club maybe 20 miles away from here, or somewhere else in Spain, maybe southern Spain, or another country, or even on another continent. And we always accompany our players so they can get exposure to competition. Of course, the traveling depends a little bit on the level of the player. Maybe the question arises now, how does the school manage absences of the students if they need to go to tournaments? Maybe Mel, you can explain that?
Yeah, for sure. So it is one of the questions that is asked, and also around education. You know, what is surely if they're playing tennis, the quality of education is low? Absolutely not. So we have the highest expectations of our students, both in tennis and in education, but also in their values as well, which we'll come on to in a minute. The students do have a bring your own device program. All of their courses are on Teams. They have constant contact with their teachers. This is the grading scale. You can see that it's very important that the students know that they have to get at least a B-. They need A's and B's in order to be successful. Why? Because we're also looking at the NCAA requirements. If our students want to go to a Division I university, they need a 2.3 or above. But our student average is usually above 3.5 because we track them all the time. So when they're on tournament, yes, we expect them to keep up with their work. Their coaches work with them as well. We've got a great relationship with all of the coaches. And our students, as I say, do exceptionally well. They achieve above international expectations in both AP, advanced placement, college level work programs, and they go on to attend some excellent universities. And the next slide shows you some of the places that they've been to, obviously only in the last couple of years because we couldn't put them all on there. But for example, you know, one of our students turned down Harvard and Yale because she got an $80,000 scholarship in Boston College. So, you know, our students do go to the Hidden Ivies. You can see some very excellent universities there, and we're very proud of that. As I say, not only do they have to do well in their tennis, in their academics, but also, as you can see from our next slide, we really do expect them to have great values. So as Andrey listed at the beginning, our main values are respect, effort, discipline. But you can see there as well, we expect them to show humility and seek fairness, be open-minded, communicative, balanced, and they get recognition for this and awards, particularly values as well. And it's one thing that people say you can tell an ESAS student, because when they go to university, not only do they have the independence, not only are they not afraid to ask questions, but they can also work in a team. They have those great values and they're really great students. We also have spirit houses in which those values we hope are reflected. But this is also a time when from grade 1 right the way through to grade 12, you're in a house together. You're either in the Yellow Cheetahs or the Blue Tigers. There are 8 different houses. And in May, we have a huge spirit competition, which is a mental mania. So we have a mental challenge and then lots of different activities and physical a physical day, physical games, and you know, it's who wins the Spirit Cup. It looks like the blue team won last year. I can see a picture of them holding up the cup there. We have a really exciting enrichment curriculum as well. We're very proud of the curriculum that we do. We do lots of labs. We take them on lots of trips and experiences. On the next slide, you can see, you know, another range of art and math, and obviously the full range. There's our elementary children on the top left. And Angelina, I don't know if we can play the video of the rocket. Can we play the science video of them making a rocket? We maybe can. There you go. I think they're pumping it up, and hopefully the rocket's going to launch itself. There it goes. So they also have fun, obviously, in their lessons, and that's something that we like to promote. I think that's me done. I'm going to hand back over now to Andrey, who's going to look at, well, I don't know until Angelina turns the slide. Who knows what it's a surprise.
No, I think it's another video just to see a little bit of the academy life. Okay. And that's also something that just speaks better than many, many words. Well, you see here the images of Svetlana Kuznetsova, who won several Grand Slams in singles and doubles, or Andy Murray, or other players who became professional tennis players who came all from our academy. Many of them lived here on site in a room like the one you will see next. In terms of accommodation, we offer double rooms that are shared, as you can see, with 2 beds. With a great view over the tennis courts, so the kids don't forget why they are here. Of course, there's also an option for an individual room, also always according to availability. Although we recommend to share the first year because it's easier for adaptation. And actually the experience here is not only education and sports, but also the cultural one and the social one. Sharing with another student from a different country for sure is very enriching. We have a team of supervisors, of accommodation supervisors, who are taking care of the kids outside of their classrooms and of the training. They help and assist students 24/7. And they live on site together with the kids. So they are formed part of our big family, and they kind of substitute the parents until a certain point.
Don't tell the parents that, they'll get worried.
We all do, because of course we're a boarding school. So in that sense, it's a very safe and family environment. So we all become a little piece of the parent who's not here with their children. And their supervisors are in constant communication through weekly reports, and also by WhatsApp, over the phone, by emails. So there's constant communication going on. Not all the students live on site. About the half, or a little bit more than the half, are day students. And we have the possibility to pick them up in the mornings and take them back to the nearest bus stop of where they live by our transportation. Because we're not a big school, we're a small school. We have 140, 150 students in total. And more or less the half every year lives on site. And especially because of the minimum age of 12 years old, this is the minimum age in order to be able to live on site, and they need to be in middle school. Yeah? We have we have many bus stops in Barcelona and in a few towns next by, like Gavà or Castelldefels, where we pick up. So once you make the decision to sign your child in our annual program, we will be able to help you also to look for housing close to the academy in case if you need that assistance. In terms of meals, we have a great restaurant area, buffet area, where the kids receive, the ones who are living on site have full board included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and day students come in for lunch. There's a big variety of different dishes every day, all kind of flavors. For every belief or diet, vegetarians have their own food as well. It's all based on the Mediterranean cuisine, and we always have in mind the nutrition that a student athlete needs. We also have a physiotherapy area, a team that works with MAPFRE, that is the medical insurance company, the leading one in Spain, that everybody who is on the tennis program has already inside the program. So the physiotherapy area treats from the little headache until a serious injury, all kinds of situations. Coordinates the medical visits with the drivers in order to make sure that the kids see the doctor as soon as possible. And since we've been working with MAPFRE for over 20 years, also the appointments are got really, really fast. Hopefully that will not be the case, that although of course the kids, their kids are athletes, so there may be an injury or may be something that needs to be treated. And we have also, from the physical training side, we have a rehabilitation team that works really, really closely with the physiotherapist and with the tennis coach, who of course always needs to know in which state the student athlete is at that point. Well, I think a lot of words from our side, a lot of images, a lot of videos, but I guess the best way to experience our program is just to come for a trial day or a trial week or a few trial days. We are very flexible on that, because eventually it's better to see everything with your own eyes, and for your child to feel the atmosphere and to feel if this is where he or she would like to be.
To meet their teachers and their coaches and their fellow friends, we think that's really important for them to have that experience as well.
Since many of our students are coming from abroad outside of Europe, of course, there's also a visa or student visa issue that needs to be considered, and also the deadlines and timelines that are there. So it is recommendable to start the admissions process in April or latest in May in order to have enough time to apply at the closest Spanish embassy or consulate for the student visa for your child.
So we're going to hand over to you now. Now, obviously, there's so many of you. So if you do have any questions, could you please write them in the chat, and we'll try and answer as many questions as we can. Obviously, if you also want to just reach out to us by email, we can send you the presentation. We'll obviously send people, if you've got friends and family that might want to see the presentation as well, or other people that you feel might want that experience, then we can send it to them as well. But in the meantime, if you want to chat and put any questions that we may not have answered, hopefully we've done a fairly thorough job, you can do that now, and we'll spend sort of the next 10 minutes answering questions if you have any. Nobody's typing, Andrey.
Nobody's typing, maybe.
Maybe we answered them all.
Maybe the chat is not habilitated. Well, in case if you would like to switch on your camera or your microphone and ask a question directly, you can do that as well. If there are not so many, we expected 20 questions at the same time.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Tali. I don't know.
Hi, Tali.
I wanted to write a question. I just cannot see the chat. So maybe I will ask about SATs, because it's an American system. Do you help them do that, the SAT test?
We do indeed, yes. So we have an SAT practice group for anybody who wants to join that. It takes place on a Wednesday for English and math. Less and less universities are requiring the SAT, but we do offer that. The SAT, as you probably know now, is digital, and we're an SAT testing centre as well, so our students can just come and do that in the familiarity of their surroundings. So yes, we absolutely do.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That was a nice, easy question. I like those.
Any other questions?
How long do the kids stay at the school on average? My son is already a sophomore. Also, is the British system taking GCSEs? Do you have experience with it? Yeah. So we have kids coming from all sorts of different systems, particularly from the British system after GCSEs. And we take, you can probably hear my accent. I was actually one of Her Majesty's inspectors in the British system, so I know the British system very well. But we transfer the credits, and for a GCSE, we transfer 2 credits. So if they get a good grade, you know, a 5 or a 6 in a GCSE, we transfer those 2 credits, and it's very easy for us to switch to that system. We have some students who are with us for a very long time, who've started in elementary and go all the way through. We also have students who just come for high school because they're living here. Their parents often feel that they want them to be a little bit older. We have an amazing guidance counsellor. In the summer of 11th grade, she takes them on a university showcase. She goes around 10, 15, 20 universities. They play tennis. Often that's when a coach will see them and want to, you know, grab them for their university. And so it's really varied, but a lot of students stay a long time. But then, of course, we have some students who do come for a shorter time. Which AP classes do you have? We have a lot of AP classes. More and more are added each year. Our students, we have a saying, surround yourself by people who want to lift you higher. And our students keep lifting each other higher. So we do have a regular track. We'll only have about 15 students in a class. So if we have 29, 30 students, as we have in grade 11, for example, we have a regular track and an honours track. Our APs, we have AP Macroeconomics, AP Spanish, AP Statistics, AP English, AP Calculus, AP Comparative Politics and Government, AP Computer Science and Principles. So we have a variety of APs, and these do slightly change, you know, when we have different students. For example, we had a big group of students wanting to do AP chemistry. So we've now put that in the curriculum, in the core classes, rather than it just being an elective class. AP chemistry is offered as a core class, same as AP calculus. What if my son wants to take APs in classes where you do not offer them, e.g. the sciences? Students have to do at least 5 subjects. However, if there is an AP, for example, last year a student really wanted to do AP psychology, as long as they have enough credits, we allow students to take one online course by themselves as well. Obviously, they can take as many APs as they like outside of the curriculum. And we had a student who did a full schedule and an additional 4 APs because that's what he wanted to do, and he got great grades in them. So, you know, we are an AP College Board testing centre as well. So absolutely students can do their APs here and then take their AP exams here.
Let me
Kind of
take over
exposed,
for
but
we
it's
need
not-
to get some air. Can I explain a little bit about tennis groups? And it's is it 2 players per court? How do you choose groups as per level of tennis players? Yes, definitely. The level is what is more important than age, because, for example, high school kids, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, they train at the same time. So it is not unusual at all if 9th grader would train with an 11th grader or a 12th grader with a 10th grader, because it's not divided by grades. It's divided by level. And yes, it is 2 players per court and a maximum of 6 players per coach. What does it mean? That a coach would be maybe on a central court with 2 players doing some drills, and on the court on the left and on the court on the right, the other 4 players would be doing exercises, controls, and then they would just rotate. So it is very, very intensive. It's not like in a tennis club where 8 players are standing in a queue waiting to hit the ball for 3 times and then getting back into the queue. This is not what we do. We do it.
The students wish it was like that.
No, it's a very intensive, it's very demanding, but this is what it takes in order to become what they want to become.
Are we a US accredited high school? Christopher, hi. I think you must have missed the beginning. Yes, we're accredited by MSA, the Middle States Association, which is obviously one of the highest American accreditations that you can get. We had a very successful accreditation 2 years ago, and obviously we'll keep being accredited by them. What's the cost of the child to
for the cost? Since there are many combinations, there might be a student who's only in school and doing the physical education program. Then there might be a student in the school who is on a full-time tennis program but does not live on site. So we can provide it with a list with all the prices by email. Just request it to our lovely Angelina and you will receive it from her.
Any final questions before we leave you lovely people to have the rest of your evening? Don't think there's anybody typing. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been really lovely to have so many of you here, but we are always available. Please feel free to reach out to us. Please feel free to come and see the campus. We're very welcoming. As we've already said, you know, the students can have a free trial day, 2 days, you know, really experience the program as a student would experience it. It's a beautiful place. It's a great opportunity for any student. They go on to achieve really well. We're so proud of them all, and yeah, we hope that you join us shortly. Okay. Oh, just one last question's popped in. Is it accredited, recognised in Catalonia or Spain? It's recognised by the Generalitat, which is recognised in Catalonia and Spain. So yeah, we're fully accredited across the board. Thank you, everybody. We look forward to getting some emails and seeing you very soon.
Just
Thank you very much.
Oh, I got this. Thank you.
Of course, it is possible to have a personal call. We can schedule a Zoom call or a Teams call and discuss everything and on a personal level. This is just a basic information about our program. We, of course, can look into detail of each story of your child because they are so lovely and so different.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a lovely evening.
Take
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.